The results of this encounter have already been determined. Let us watch them unfold together. Commencing battle sequence. Though I will not reveal to you the outcome of these battles, I am certain that you will find them exhilarating. Commencing battle sequence. I've observed much in my existence, but few things are as full of spirit as these battlegrounds. Your strategy has already determined the outcome. Now we observe. I've observed much in my existence, but few things are as full of spirit as these battlegrounds. It holds only a small amount of power, but it will be a useful tool nonetheless. Your strategy has already determined the outcome. Now we observe.
Yeah, you love that, eh? You love that. The thumb is another good one.
The thumb, actually, I heard that one the weekend,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I was actually going to draw a moustache on my thumb and still have that to do at the athletes meeting. So we're going to go through some of these questions. As usual, there's a lot of stupid questions in there. Now that he has done everything he said he was going to do, lol, what is next for you?
Lol. You know, it's funny. People are so shocked when you just say, "I think I could do something," and you're like, "There's a chance I do it. There's a chance I don't. I think I will," and then you don't. You go, "You fucking loser." Okay, I'm not the world record holder. So I have Shaw Classic next weekend. I have Canada's Strongest Man 2 weeks after that. Arnold's UK 3 weeks after that, and then one other in October that I've been told not to talk about, that they can assume for themselves.
Oh, this one. I don't know what that would be. Let's see. Why does he look like Mr. Incredible? It's not a bad thing to be called.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That started really early in my strongman, and it started really high as Mr. Incredible, and it's worked its way down to the thumb and to Buzz Lightyear, which Buzz Lightyear was okay.
I think
before the movie came out and he was kissing men, and I'm like, well, fuck, there goes my live action role.
don't knock it till you try it. Not now, not now. What does Loz's beard smell like? I don't know, I've never smelled it.
Yeah, I've never smelled it yet. Haven't got that close to it.
What title do you think holds the most prestigious in strongman? That would have to be World's Strongest Man, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you know, World's Strongest Man's an obvious answer for the guys from the UK, but the guys in North America, it's more often than not Arnold's.
Really?
Yeah, which I think give it a couple of years and it's going to start to become Rogue, because that's now the most prestigious in terms of prize money. But to the lay person, it has to be Worlds. For example, like coming second at Giants twice now is probably more impressive than winning Canada's Strongest Man.
Definitely.
But when you talk to the lay person and you say, I'm the strongest man in Canada, it makes way more sense. Sponsors as well.
Yeah,
it makes way more sense just like right away than saying like explaining the whole professional tour.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably World's Strongest Man to the masses. But I have a bit in me that Arnold would be really cool. Although I don't think, I'm reevaluating whether I'd ever do it with how many guys get hurt in it.
That's due to the heaviness of it, I think, as well, though, do you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. To the both of you, what event are you not so good at but love training? I like doing stupid shit like I did a one-hand press, neck press.
A one-hand neck press.
So it's like in the squat position like this, right? You pop it up and you catch it with one hand in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
So I did that with like 120 kilos, which is 275 pounds. So that's something to break.
Wow. I don't know. I've had really bad events in the past. Like, I was reflecting, and I did 150 log for 8 yesterday, or a couple of days ago, and my max 15 months ago was 140. So I've loved training the log, and it's come along. Same thing with the dumbbell. That was bad, and then I did 120 foot triple last week, 2 weeks ago.
So your 1 rep max was 140. How long ago? 6 months ago.
No, about 14 months ago.
14 months ago.
Yeah.
And now it's like your fucking 10 or 12 rep max.
Yeah.
What should you change that?
I
Just
don't
get
know.
stronger, really.
It's diet, sleep, hydration.
Joe as well has probably been around the likes of the strongest men in the world. I find helps massively.
Yeah.
You know, if you see your 1 rep max is 140 and like Novikov or fucking Luke Stoltman hitting 180 for fucking 6-7 reps, you're like, okay, well that's where I need to be.
Yeah.
You're constantly watching them, and I think that changes your mindset as well of where you need to be.
Yeah, and it just has to, right? It just has to. Like, we were just doing sandbags, which I'm sure will be in the video as well. And before we weighed the last sandbag, I was thinking, all right, this is a little bit heavy. And we weigh it, and it's like the second heaviest at Shaw's. And then even that, you change your mentality. Okay, I have to treat this as though it's not that heavy.
Yeah, exactly.
Go for it. And I think that's why we see the standard in strongman raising and raising. You know, Eddie Hall beat the world deadlift record by like 37 kilos in one day.
Yeah.
So we're obviously still very much in the discovery phase of what's possible. And I think mentally we're limiting ourselves more than we are physically at the moment.
Do you know, it's a shame because neither Eddie or Thor really know what their true potential was. They only chased the number. For Eddie it was 500 and for Thor it was 501. We never actually got to see what they were capable of.
Yeah.
It's a shame really.
Yeah, yeah. What do you reckon Thor could have pulled that day?
That day, possibly 520, but like if you put them head to head against each other, knowing what each of them could do, I think it would go as far as 550.
550?
I think so, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They both breezed into their training was easy and their lift was easy.
Yeah.
Now I know that's the way it should be, but like there was no struggle in any of them ever.
Yeah, yeah.
There was no hitching, there was no fucking nothing. So I'd like to see them where they struggle in training, where they train really, no, that's not to say they both obviously killed themselves in training, but to the point where they weren't chasing number but their true potential. Like they were both in number chasing.
Yeah.
They weren't chasing their true potential, what they could actually fucking max out on.
Well, and that's my point, really. I think everyone just chases the number.
Yeah.
And that's, your perspective is always what that number is.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a...
That's it's just a shame, really.
If you're in a strongman gym, everyone gets way stronger because you look over, you see you, and you're like fucking ripping the dumbbell at 110, and you're like, oh, I'm at 80. Obviously, that's not that good.
Yeah. That's what I do as well. I just like to keep an eye on the top guys like Stoltmans and Novikov and, you know, and just see what their training's at, and that's where I need to be.
And it's really easy. When you see it, like, there's no choice but to believe it's possible, right?
Yeah. Just,
Like the...
do you know what a lot of it is as well, is blindly believing yourself. Like, have you ever seen that story where, like, the mother has lifted a car off of her child?
Yeah.
And that's just due to being blindly, I need to lift this right fucking now.
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh, I don't know if I can lift this. Which a lot of people I find walk into for it. A good example would be, I think, Graham Hicks. Graham Hicks doesn't know that he is... I actually think he could genuinely push for the 505, but he just doesn't believe it himself.
Yeah, well, he did. That was really odd. People were asking me about if I thought he could before the comp. And I said, physically maybe, but no one's ever going to do it if they don't back themselves on it, if they don't talk about it.
Yeah, and it's a shame really, because if he believed he'd do it, he has the tools to do it, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
And he was, because he doubled 440?
440, yeah.
Pretty good as well. Yeah. And he was speaking as though, I hope 1,000 pounds is there on the day.
He was. That's what I mean. His mindset was completely wrong because, like, if you look at Thor's pre-training to his 501, he'd hit 440 for 3. You know, Graham Hicks possibly, if his coach said you need to hit 440 for 3 today, and if he went, okay, I blindly believe I can hit 440 for 3 today, he would have hit 440 for 3 because his 2 reps were good. Decent.
Although I think we both were in the same position. Correct me if I'm wrong. That neither of us have had injuries like he's had. You've been pretty good as well, right?
Yeah, I've been fairly lucky so far.
So then I think once you have that happen a couple of times, you realise how fallible you are.
Yeah.
And it knocks you down a peg. And we'll both get there.
But it's not. It's not, and I don't think a psychologist wouldn't work through and figure it out and make you stop believing yourself again. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
maybe.
look, it's the one thing that the Saltmans put their everything they've won down to recently is their psychologists.
Is that right?
Making them blindly believe that they're fucking capable of winning these titles. And if you look at Tom, last year's World's Strongest Man, he was just so cool, calm, and collected during the events. He was like, I'm going to win it.
Yeah.
That's the end of the story, and he fucking won it.
Yeah.
Even though halfway through it, you were thinking, oh God, Tom was under pressure. But he won it by like 11, 12 points.
Yeah.
He wasn't. How much do you drink the night before the deadlift championships?
I had about 5. Not much. Look, the attitude with it, and I've said it before, is that my nervous system will go 0 to 100 really quickly in any situation. And for me, competing, that allows me to be like, super chill up until 2 seconds before the event because it'll just switch on. But the same thing will happen if I go to bed at 9 o'clock and I start thinking about it and I start panicking and it'll be till 1 in the morning till I go to bed.
Yeah.
So you might as well go to the pub, get a bit buzzed, and then, which by the way, I never really do. Like, that's not something, I'm not big into drinking, but the night before comp is a way to relax and get a good sleep.
Yeah.
I don't see
Maybe,
why
yeah,
not.
if it helps you sleep, I mean, definitely go for it. If you had to go on a desert island for 1 month and only bring one item, what would it be? Deadlift bar.
No, I reckon. I don't know. Like you'd have to bring some sort of non-perishable food. But let's assume that that's there. Let's assume you could scavenge, and you just needed something to entertain yourself.
Porno mag.
No, woman.
Oh, well,
That'd be way
that
better.
makes more sense. Me and my shitty porno mag and fucking Cindy Crawford over with you. Do you want to swap? Let's see. Who's currently your favourite strongman? Friend, mate? Me? Oh, thanks. Next question.
No. You gotta go. You know, actually, it's funny because with you, today's the first time I've seen you switch off being retarded, which is like
That's a fair point.
refreshing. But it's hard, right? Because it's really who's around. There's so many great guys.
Yeah, there is.
Um,
Like a lot of people asked me, who's the dickhead out of a strongman at that level? And there literally is none.
No, I mean,
Do you know everyone?
Pablo had a good weekend. Pablo behaved well.
He's nice. I was talking for a minute, yeah.
It's always and everyone who has this question. Just the fact is, everyone at the top is awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone one step below, or not everyone. A chunk of guys one step below.
Yeah.
It's those guys.
Yeah, it's all that's always my answer.
Yeah.
It's always the pro strongmen who are going to world's strongest man, and that I couldn't pick out a dickhead. Now I know they go through like some kind of bitchiness phase, but like they're there to win a title, you know, they're under pressure, so there's a little bit of bitchiness, but that's a given. But as for being a dickhead, there's none, and you'll always find them at these fucking international or these like intermediate levels.
Yeah. Well, as I'm discovering, it's local level. Everyone's really nice.
Yeah,
It's the medium. So as a general rule, it's the guys who, the sort of level where are you going to get invited to Giants Live or not? Have you just got invited for the first time and you're teetering on the edge there? It's always those guys. I had one guy from Australia who told me what a twat I look like for not pulling the truck well enough. Which I still came 7th in it, I think, World's Strongest Man finals. But then he complained that he didn't get invited to Royal Albert Hall when Eddie Williams did. It was fantastic. And this cunt came third in a local comp like a month before.
that's what I mean. It's always those fucking guys.
Yeah.
Is he hung like a moose? No homo.
If my missa had the choice to grow it or shrink it, she'd shrink it. I'll say that much.
That's a good answer. Is he personal record in bopping baloney? Is that like a Canadian thing now?
Bopping baloney.
Yeah.
I
thought it was a Canadian thing now.
No, I have no idea.
Okay, next question. What's one tip now you would give to your younger self when you started training?
Fuck, it's gone pretty well, eh?
You're new to it, so
Yeah.
Probably the thing I'd say to myself is like when I first started training, I never thought I was good enough or strong enough to be at World's Strongest Man, whereas I am, so I should have believed that.
Yeah.
So that's
No,
probably-
yeah, I did a Giants interview and it's got posted up as a reel since. And regardless of what I've done, my family just always said that they genuinely believe that I could do it. So I sort of believe the same thing. I think my ongoing advice to myself would be, particularly as I have more and more expectations put on me, would be to just keep enjoying myself. Like, I would hate to look back in 5 years and go, like, my first Worlds was the only time that I could actually like really sit back and enjoy it all.
Yeah.
I think even if I go in and people think I'll podium, think I'll win, whatever, still being able to just smell the roses. 'Cause it's really, we're not making millions off it, so if you're not enjoying yourself, you're really missing out.
Exactly, yeah. Sex the night before or morning of competition.
Yeah.
The night before and morning.
Oh, anytime I can get it. I reckon I could be on about 3 times a day, and that would be.
And you still.
Oh yeah.
I tend to not touch myself because I go to these competitions on my own. But I try not to touch myself on the day of the competition.
Really.
Yeah, because it chills me out.
Which is tough because you're in a hotel room for like 7 hours before you go to the venue.
It's like, don't touch yourself, don't touch yourself, don't touch yourself. Touch yourself a little bit.
No, I don't have that self-control in that department.
Who has the nicer shaped head?
I reckon you do.
I would say you, because even though you look like a thumb a bit, but...
No, because I got the flatness.
Jesus Christ.
I never noticed
Yeah,
that.
it's really flat. And you got some flatness.
I got kind of roundness at the back a bit.
Although there's a ridge in the middle.
There is a little bit, yeah.
You know, whoever comments on what your head shape is, if you're not bald, fuck you. Because like, you got no idea what it looks like under
It's
there.
content, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah.
I'd love to have long blonde hair. And I don't.
I did it one stage.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Long blonde hair.
Yeah, before I shaved my head, it was like down to my shoulders. It was nice.
I'm going to have to get you to send that picture. I'm
Yeah, I
going
will. I
to
will.
attach it here.
Program. Do you manage a Discord server in Europe? Would you like to be more in tune with everything happening in World of Warcraft to keep your supporters more engaged, extend awesome perks to your server? Then the Community Discords program is here to help. You'll need to keep control of your community, but there are requirements your community must abide by. I mean, so like, why would somebody sign up to this if all they have to do is abide by a new set of rules? Like, I don't understand, because like, where's the value here? Like, what's the point of this? So you're saying if we don't follow your arbitrary set of rules for our out of video game conduct that you won't interact with us? Like, what are some of the rules here? Register in your real legal... Well, what the fuck? That's what the fuck? Refrain from creating content that includes inappropriate or offensive material as determined by Blizzard in its sole discretion. Like pornographic content. Like, yeah, sure, like, we don't want to see racist stuff. That's against Discord anyway. But, like, it's just... Bro, like, why would anybody sign up just to be moderated by Blizzard for a possibility that they might get a giveaway? Like, how did this get greenlit? I don't understand. This is just so, like, I don't know. I wish that, I hope people at Blizzard are listening with this. If you guys ever want somebody to look over some of this stuff and tell you how the community is going to respond to it, go ahead and hit me up before you put this stuff out there, and I'll consult with you for free. Because like, this stuff just it feels really weird. It looks really weird, and it feels like almost like desperate, and it's like a delusional type of desperation. Like it's just like I don't know. Like, yeah.
The 2023 World's Strongest Man competition has come and gone, and congratulations to Mitchell Hooper for his win. And this was the 46th edition of the World's Strongest Man, and I want to take a look at the past 22 years of winners to see how many pull-ups they can do and which World's Strongest Man is the best at pull-ups. Anything prior to this time, it's hard to get information on, and the video quality gets really poor. As you already know, training for the World's Strongest Man competition does not involve pull-ups and also requires the competitors to be at a very heavy body weight, which helps them with lifting and moving heavy objects in their events. To give you an example, the 2022 World's Strongest Man competition featured the Max Flintstone Barbell Lift, Bus Pull, Power Stairs, Jeep Deadlift, Giants Medley, and Atlas Stones, to name a few events. So the training is completely different than training for calisthenics, as you can imagine, with calisthenics focusing on strength to weight ratio, and therefore being lean is an important factor. Nonetheless, I think it's interesting to see how many, if any, pull-ups a 300 to 400 pound or even heavier person can do who trains in strongman at the elite level. After all, these are considered the world's strongest men. All I have to go by is what's available to me on the internet. I checked YouTube, Instagram, Google search, and this is what I could find. So starting with the winner from 2002, the iconic Mariusz Pudzianowski. Pudzianowski won the World's Strongest Man in 2002, 2003, 2005, 2007, and 2008 for a record of 5 times, the most in history. He also won 2 runner-up titles in 2006 and 2009 and made 9 out of 9 appearances in the World's Strongest Man final, and he weighed 313 pounds or 142 kilograms when he was competing in strongman, and was actually a competitor who was fairly lean, which is very uncommon in this sport at the elite level. Again, I apologize for the video quality in some of these videos, but in this first set here, he gets 9 reps. This was from approximately 16 years ago, and as you can see, he's fairly lean for his size, and he's moving his body weight really well. And in the second set shown here, he gets 7 reps. But it's not clear how many pull-ups he could do, as he did not go to failure. It looked like he had a number of reps left in reserve, so we'll never really know how many he could do. So the maximum amount he could do is unknown, but it looks like it was at least a few more high-quality reps past 9. He now competes as a professional MMA fighter with a record of 17, 8, and 1, which is even more impressive considering he's fighting in his mid-40s. Next is Zydrunas Savickas, or Big Z. He won the World's Strongest Man in 2009, 2010, 2012, 2014, and unfortunately there was no information on him that I could find about pull-ups. Next, Brian Shaw. Brian actually won the World's Strongest Man 4 times as well. He won in 2011, 13, 15, and 16, and Brian can weigh as much as 440 pounds when he's prepping for the competition. But he was 425 pounds in a video about 1 year after these pull-up videos, so he was likely somewhere in that range of 425 pounds. So now let's take a look at his pull-ups from about 3 years ago. Here, Brian is able to do 6 pull-ups, and he obviously needs to use a lot of momentum to get his chin to the bar.
That is definitely not one that body weight is an advantage.
He says it himself that his excess body weight that he needs for strongman, which is a beneficial advantage to strongman competition, makes pull-ups a lot harder, which makes a lot of sense, but that's what makes it so impressive when a strongman at his body weight or around his body weight is able to do a pull-up or multiple pull-ups. Next is Eddie Hall, who won in 2017, and an interesting fact is he was the first person to ever deadlift 500 kilograms, but that record was beaten by Hafthor Bjornsson in 2020 with a deadlift of 501 kilograms. Eddie weighed 432 pounds in 2017 when he set the deadlift world record, but has lost a lot of weight since after retiring from strongman and going into boxing, and he now weighs 361 pounds or 164 kilograms according to his YouTube videos shown here. He does 6 reps of neutral grip pull-ups, and here in the second video he does 10 reps, which again, like Brian Shaw, he needed to use momentum to get his chin to the bar, but given his body weight, it's still very impressive. And Eddie mentions he's 167 kilograms in this video. Next up is Hafthor Bjornsson, who won in 2018, and Thor, as mentioned, is the current world record holder for the deadlift at 501 kilograms, and at that time he was 450 pounds at a height of 6'9". Let's take a look at a set of pull-ups to failure that Thor did about 3 years back. The yin and yang of being the world's strongest person and a world record holder in the deadlift comes with not being able to do a single body weight pull-up, even while generating as much momentum as possible. Thor does quote 10 reps in this video, but obviously he wasn't able to get his chin to the bar.
10 pull-ups. Lightweight.
Obviously Thor is an absolute beast, and I wish that legend all the best in his journey to becoming the world record holder for the all-time total in powerlifting. Up next is Martins Licis, who won in 2019. He's one of only 4 strongmen in history to win both World's Strongest Man and Arnold Strongman Classic competitions. The other are Big Z, Brian Shaw, and Hafthor Bjornsson. Because Martins likes incorporating calisthenics into his training and he has a YouTube channel, there's a lot of information on his personal records.
I'm Martins Leetsies. I'm 285 pounds.
This video was from a number of years ago, back when Martins was at a lower body weight. He was able to do multiple muscle ups, and again, using big boy form. Here he is doing a back lever, but as Martins gained weight for strongman competition, he ended up losing his ability to do a muscle up. But again, the fact that he's able to get even close to a muscle up at the body weight he's at is still pretty impressive. In his YouTube channel, he states multiple times that he would really like to get his muscle up back at his current body weight. Now getting into his best pull-up sets. Here he does 17 reps at 335 pounds or 152 kilograms. And I don't know when this video was taken, but it was likely more than 4 years ago, back when his body weight was a little lower. And in this video, Martins weighs 344 pounds and he does 10 reps. And this was about 4 years ago. And in this video, Martins does 10 reps at a body weight of 350 pounds, and again, this is about 4 years ago. In this video, Martins does 14 reps at a body weight of 340 pounds, and that's about 2 years ago. Now his most recently posted PR is 15 reps to failure at a body weight of 330 pounds. Next is Alexei Novikov, the 2022 World's Strongest Man winner, but unfortunately there's no information on him doing pull-ups, and that's the same for our next two winners, Tom Stoltman, who's the 2021 and 2022 winner, and Mitchell Hooper, the 2023 winner. But there's other notable competitors who have done really well in pull-ups, starting with Mikhail Kuklayev, who took third place in 2010, and he was able to do 10 pull-ups at 165 kilograms or 363 pounds. Also, we have Terry Hollins, who took third place in 2007 and 2011. And 9 years ago, he does 2 reps of 40 kilograms weighted pull-ups at a body weight of 168 kilograms for a total of 208 kilograms or